Greetings, salutations, respect, and love. I am Scott. That's Leaf. And together, we're going to be talking about Kontinuerlig drift. Oh, yes, indeed. Live from Sweden. How you doing this morning, Leaf? I guess it's afternoon for you.
Yeah, it's late afternoon, but I'm fine. It's now, nice summer weather here in Sweden, so just perfect.
Yeah, we've got some really good weather finally here in Ohio. Okay. It had been so cold, man. I mean, I've been sleeping in my hat. What's wrong with me? I've been sleeping in my hat. I think this YouTube thing has gone to my head. I think I've got a problem. But you know, the good news is that I've got Leif Erikson, the bass player and the mastermind, right? You're kind of the leader of Kontinuerlig drift now, right?
From this this edition of
this version
drift,
the new version, the 21st century version.
I wasn't definitely not the leader of the old version. These were two guys, Bo Anders and Alf, but they live up in the north of Sweden now, and they didn't want to join the reunion, so I sort of took care of everything.
There you go. Well, here it is. Let's not bury the lead. This is the 1977 debut album, one and only album by Kontinuerlig drift, and it has been reissued by the great people over at Discase PQR. Wow, what an amazing setup George has going on. I mean, all these great reissues. It's just amazing because the only thing I knew about Kontinuerlig drift, Leaf, was there was like a really short interlude on that Opeth album in Caught a Venom. And I had no idea it was the name of a band. I just thought it was like something in Swedish or something. And then
I've seen that, but
George tells me about
I'm not sure
this.
it refers to us though. It's Kontinuerlig drift. It means like continuous operation.
Yeah,
that's the translation, the English translation. It's like a wheel keeps on turning.
I would like to think that Michael Ackerfeld was using it as an homage, as a reference to a great Swedish band from the 70s. He's pretty well versed in it. So don't burst my bubble, Leaf. I want to think it was about you guys.
All right, if you say so, I believe you.
This is the cover. And look at the back. Oh yeah, George has been doing some great work. This is a really nice package. The band was you and Haken Erikson. Any relationship? You guys related?
No. But we were old friends. We were from the start. Well, we played when we were very young. We were teenagers both, so we know each other well. And he's the second guy from the original lineup.
Which was he part of that Hella Habit Stormer band?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. That was kind of the genesis of the band, right? That was the origin.
Right. No, it was, me and him and Alf Arvidsson. We were the three from Hela Havet Stormar, and we had a career for 3 years, and we played live a couple of times at least. So we played at festivals and clubs and so on, and we had some of the same material that was on the album was also in our repertoire. Yeah.
So, then you had let's see who else was in the band. Oh, Bo Anders.
We met Bo Anders Skoglund. He was he wrote his own material. He still does. He's living up in the north of Sweden now, and he's sending me long songs short songs, whatever he is doing, but it's not recording anything. So he had a couple of singles, I think, a short career after Kontinuerlig drift, but not anymore.
Didn't he work with Bo Hansen at some point?
That's funny that you mention it, because he's got you're referring to the drummer. He is also called Bo Skoglund, and they always mixes them up. I've seen it also in.
I'm
Wikipedia.
Confused now. Straighten me out. Explain that to me.
It's a different character.
And then on the album, you've got looks like a Tomo Wima on drums and percussion, but it looks like we're playing a flute.
Yeah, I'm not sure what picture that is, because he was a really talented drummer. He was also in a group called Pantarei. I don't know if you heard of them.
Yeah,
it's also a band from Uppsala, and he was very good, but unfortunately he died quite young.
Yeah,
just a few years after the album was
now the band wasn't. You guys were kind of scattered all over Sweden, right? You guys weren't like an Uppsala band, right? You had...
No, actually, me, Håkan, and Alf, we came from a little small town called Tierp, just 50 kilometers north of Uppsala. So we were the previous band, Hela Havet Stormar. They were located in Tierp, but when Alf and me, we moved to Uppsala. And we met Bo Anders, and we started a new band, you could say.
Yeah.
So, or a band. We weren't never really a proper band with a career. We just made the record,
and it was self-released, right? You didn't go through a label. You paid for the recordings yourself. You paid for the pressing yourself, and you came up with this. I love the artwork.
The artwork,
I think it's a really cool image.
An artist called Ola Claesson. He was from Gävle, another town north of Uppsala, and he's also had a career as an artist. He has designed a couple of album covers. So
cool stuff.
Yeah,
I dig
it's
it.
really good.
And if you order from D's Case PQR, not only do you get the reissue of the 1977 album, which you guys only pressed, like 300 copies back then in 1977? I bet they didn't look this good. Oh, look at that thing, man.
The splatter version.
Baby. You need this in your collection. I am so sold on what George has going on there at D's Case PQR. He does a lot of the heavy lifting, and I appreciate that, because there's so much music out there, right? I mean, even just you think about Prog in the 1970s in Sweden. You kind of had a whole scene going on there, right? I mean, the Prog scene, spelled with 2 G's and all political. And were you like familiar with bands like Flasket Brenner and the Mecky Markman and Kuiper and stuff like that?
Sure. We listened to them all the time. So yes. Mecky Markman, they were a little earlier. They were in the late 60s, but Flasket
and a little more pop, but they were great, man. That was just amazing stuff.
And the guitarist in Mecky Markman, he's Kenny Håkansson. He also started a band called Kebnekaise. I don't know if you're familiar with Kebnekaise.
I've heard of them, I haven't heard anything.
They were a great influence to our music, because we had a lot of Swedish folk music in our, as you might have noticed also in the concert. We were like a strange mixture of from the beginning we were actually a blues band, but we started to bring in the folk music. The Swedish folk music, so it was like a little strange mixture.
And there's not a lot of blues on here. I don't want to scare my audience away. Honestly, there's 7 tracks on here, and the only song that I'm really detecting a heavy blues influence is Svarta Dagar, Svarta Natter.
That's
which opens up side B. That's kind of a blues track. The rest of it just sounds like a weird. I don't even know what this band sounds like. I'm trying to figure out another band that's similar. Do you know the band Gandalf? The Swedish band Gandalf. Kind of reminds me of them a little bit, but not really. It's just kind of weird.
Not really, no.
It's
I think we had our own sound. Yeah,
you did, which is hard for a first album, right? I mean, you guys really developed something. So once the album came out, you guys self-released it, so it wasn't like you weren't expecting like big things to happen after the album release. But what did happen after the album release?
Nothing. Nothing. We almost forgot about the record ourselves, because we split up immediately after and we went to different bands, and some of us kept contact, of course, but we didn't do any music together. So I played in a few bands after that, but nothing like that. And suddenly, out of nowhere, so it started with YouTube, actually, that some tracks were popping up on YouTube, and then also we heard the rumor that our record was like a cult record, and it was worth at least a couple of $100.
Oh, yeah.
And we couldn't believe it, because we didn't sell anything. I remember maybe I sold 2-3 records,
right, friends and family,
my own, but we gave it away to friends and so on. So it's really weird.
So some of these songs popped up on YouTube, and they are up on YouTube. I noticed that. But how did you click up with D's Case PQR? Was that just like an email or a phone call out of the blue? I mean,
actually, the owner, the previous owner of the record shop, Danne Olsson, he was phoning me, because I didn't know him too well. I've heard about him, but I didn't know him. But he was contacted by George, and he wanted to, and he knew that I was in the band, so it was that connection we had. So it was mainly George benefit to discover us again.
I want to know what George does all day, right? I picture him like in this mansion somewhere, just listening to all this really obscure prog rock from the 70s that nobody's ever heard of before. And George just thinking, what's the next one I'm going to unleash upon an unsuspecting world? I think it's amazing what he does. Like I was saying before, he kind of does the heavy lifting, kind of like I do for my viewers. I listen to hundreds and hundreds of new prog albums every single year, so that you, dear viewer, you don't have to. You can only listen to the ones that I really, really like, and save yourself a whole bunch of time and aggravation. And George kind of is doing that too, just like going through, sifting through the archives, finding these lost relics, and just incredible. I am going to be talking to a Danish band here that George has put out called Coma. Kind of more of a jazz rock band from Denmark. He's just nonstop putting out really, really great stuff that I never even heard of that band before. I'm like, Coma from Denmark. I don't know where he finds this stuff, but we're blessed to have people like him in the prog scene, promoting stuff. Unearthing really cool, because honestly, if it wasn't for him, you and I wouldn't be talking right now.
No. Sure. No, he did a great job, and he was really good to work with also. So he was always answering emails, and I don't know, some emails he answered 4:00 in the morning. So
I get the 3 a.m. emails from George all the time, and it's usually like, I need you to do this. Right. I'm like, George, I work for you, George. It's okay. So we love you.
Unstoppable, I think. You're right.
There aren't many people that have more energy than me out there, but he definitely has. But besides Gandalf that I talked about, George has also released a couple Swedish records from the golden era. San Michaels, right? Hans Luden's original band. He reissued the first 2 San Michaels albums. Midsummer, another great Swedish band I knew nothing about until George reissued it. I mean, the list of cool records that D's Case PQR is putting out, absolutely insane. I'm going to pay some bills right now. I'm going to do a quick little ad for D's Case PQR. Man, besides the new Kontinuerlig Drift and Coma, Orion's Beethoven. Oh, that's a great record, man. Oh, yeah. Boo Boo on black vinyl, on splatter, on picture disc. You got you got Akhenaten from South America. You got Earthrise. You got El Nirvana, Sky Whale, IQ, Easter Island, Angus, Lift, Cheval Fu, Alpha Centauri, Mirthrander. You need to go to D's Case PQR right now and just pick out like 5 or 6 records you want. You know you love vinyl. You know you love old prog, and the catalog is starting to get real good there, man. So do yourself a favor, run over there. The prices are right too. I love that about what he's got going on, because a lot of the reissues, right? Oh man, I want a really nice fresh copy of that record. And then you look at it and it's like $80 or something, because you got all this nonsense you don't want, right? Booklets and this, that, the other thing, and live performance. I just want the record again, man. And George keeps the prices right. You're not going to break the bank, picking up 4 or 5 records from DC's PQR, and you will not be sorry with the Kontinuerlig Drift album. I'm really enjoying it. I think it's a great record. I really didn't know what to make of it the first couple times, because it's got this weird feel, right? It's not like really slickly produced, but it's got a lot of heart. It's got a lot of emotion and some really, really cool riffs and some good music on there. So you clowns definitely need to pick that up. So we talked about, before we went on, we talked a little bit. We had you guys a couple weekends ago doing a live performance in Uppsala at Open Mind Records. And for those of you that watched that, I do apologize, because, Leaf actually had the link and we were having troubles with that. So we actually had a subscriber to the Prog Corner with the cell phone. I gave him a link, so we were able to actually broadcast the show live. And, the sound quality, it was coming off a cell phone. So you knew it wasn't going to be great, but I think people really liked that performance. Talk to me a little bit about that. And, I think you said people even brought in like original copies.
Yeah,
of the original
they
album.
did.
That's crazy.
Right. So they wanted them signed. So it was like being a rock star for 15 minutes.
Absolutely. I love it. So tell me who you're working with now in the band.
It was actually the other guys in the band in the new version. They are my present band.
Yeah.
So the drummer Peter Reinholdsson and the guitarist Peter Willebrand, and also I could say the pianist Ingmar Brandt. So we're working together. We have a small trio, you could say. So yeah, we don't play. We do a couple of live gigs every year, but we're not in the Prog area anymore. So we're doing a little bit of everything. We're doing a little southern rock style, blues, of course, also jazz standards and that kind of music. So but I think they didn't have played prog before, those guys with them. So but they were enjoying to, I was like leading him into the style that
I'm going to disagree with you 100%, Leaf, because if you got southern rock and you got jazz and you smash them together, what do you get? I say you get prog. Okay. I say that's prog, man. Anything that's like weird or different, if you're combining different elements and doing something different, experimenting, that's progressive rock to me. It doesn't have to have mellotrons and 18-minute Hammond organ solos.
No, that's true. Our prog is it's a wide concept.
It is. It's a huge tent.
Anything that's out of the ordinary, you could call prog.
Yeah, and it's so huge. I mean, if you listen to 2 country artists, you usually know they're both in the same genre. But if I play you Renaissance and Magma and tell you it's the same genre, you're going to be like, those are 2 totally different things, man. How is that both the same genre? But it is. It's prog. It's progressive rock. It's the greatest music ever written, ever produced in the entire world. And that's what we do here in the Prog Corner. We talk about great music. And the Kontinuerlig Drift from Sweden, available on DC's PQR. You don't want to miss this release. It's very cool. And Leif Eriksson, bass player for Kontinuerlig Drift, is my guest. What is the future looking like? What are we doing? Are we planning on you're writing anything, or what are we looking at doing here in the future?
maybe another concert from Kontinuerlig Drift, actually, because we had a lot of people coming up to us after the gig and said, "Oh, you must play again. When is the next concert?" and so on. So, and there are still, well, it's not a big scene anymore, but there are places where you could play
Right.
Prog. So we're looking into the maybe in the autumn we can do another show. So that will be fun. There are well, both me and Håkan, we are looking into possibilities. So we're talking with a few places. So
go.
it could be.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we are quite old now,
Yeah.
every one of us. So
Speak for yourself. Yeah, it happens to the best of us.
Yeah, I mean, in the band, so we're not that hungry anymore. We're not.
Right.
We realize that we're never gonna be Rolling Stones or whatever, but we play music that we like, and hopefully, well, some other who listen to us like it too.
Well, there you go. I guarantee you probably had more fun at that gig at Open Mind Records than the Rolling Stones have been having playing live. You know, just because you're a big band, that doesn't mean you're enjoying it. I think sometimes there's a lot of pressure and expectations that come with being super successful. And, you know, it's kind of nice to be in a band that you can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, and even if you play for 30 people or for like 30 to 50, you can enjoy it very much, and you can relax and talk to the audience between the songs.
Yep.
Which Stones never can.
No. Hey, I've played in front of 50,000 people. I've played in front of in front of 50 people. Yeah, I've played in front of 5 people, you know. I've played every conceivable stage possible. And you know what? Those smaller gigs are usually the best.
Yeah, it's true. I agree. I totally agree that you get to know people, and you can also get a good contact. It's not only playing music. I think also you have to do a presentation of the band and talk a little between the songs and so on. So it's that's what it's about, the contact.
And I've always found that there's a different energy level when you're playing in the studio, right? And you're playing to the tape engineer in a red light, right? That's your audience right there, man.
Yeah.
There's something that happens when there's people in front of you. There's this symbiotic relationship where they're feeding you and you're feeding them, and their energy becomes your energy. And to me, the best performances are always done under the gun, where there's no redo. I can't go back and do that again. It's a live performance, and you know there's something in your brain. You know it's go time. You got to make this thing work. You got to hit that note. If you're a singer, you got to play that solo the way you want. And that energy is you can't replace it, man. So
no,
I'm loving how the album actually kind of has a little bit of that live feel to it.
It is, yeah, it's true, because we rehearsed a lot, but the rehearsals was very much like the records. It was like we played the songs, and we didn't go back, we didn't stop, or you're doing the wrong thing, or you have to do it like that. We just kept the music going, and we also did that in the studio. So, and we had a few adds, like a few tracks added, but not much.
Yeah.
So everything is live in the studio. So
I just thought of who you kind of sounded like. You're talking about how you were working, rehearsing and stuff like that. And at times I almost hear a little bit of krautrock, like Amandul 2. Were you familiar with any of the German bands back then? Or was that just a coincidental thing?
No, it's not my favorite band, but actually Amandul, I've seen Amandul live, really? In Italy once.
Wow.
In the early 70s, but I like them, yeah. But I couldn't say they're an influence to us. It's George also spoke with wanted me to see what kind of music that inspired us, and it's you have to really think.
Yeah.
And it's just like a mixture of the members that were in the band. Everyone brought their kind of style and what experiences to the
and
band.
It's a weird thing talking about influences, right? Because I've written, I'm a songwriter. I've written hundreds of songs.
Okay.
And my two favorite bands of all time are Yes and Genesis, and I don't think I've ever written a song that sounds anything like either of those bands. So I don't understand how that all works sometimes. It just doesn't make any sense at all. So, I was kind of hoping you were going to say that, yeah, me and the boys are working on material. We're going to be putting out a new album. That's what I was hoping you were
maybe. I don't believe it, to be honest. But we'll see. If we're doing a live gig, I think we have to have more material, and you never know.
You never know
what happened with that. But
in the meantime, boys and girls.
Yeah.
Kontinuerlig Drift from 1977, the much sought after debut album, the one and only album from the Swedish band. Oh yeah. If you go on Discogs and you look at the prices of that original, man, it's Trixie Records, I think is what you called your label.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And came up with a
they're going for
funny name.
They're going for quite a bit, but you know what? You can get this for under $30 from DC's PQR, man. Do it now. Go right there. I'm going to put a link to their website in the description of this video so you guys can run out and order a bunch of stuff and make me look good, because that's what this is all about, man. This is all about moving units. It's about selling product. This is about helping people recoup some of their investment, because it's not cheap putting out vinyl, right? I mean, DC's PQR continually puts out this beautiful stuff, this amazing product, and I implore each and every one of you to do the right thing and go onto the website and order your little heart out. Order until you can't order anymore, because there's a lot of good stuff in that back catalog. So, about my guest Leif Erikson. Why do I want to keep calling you Eric, man? Erikson. I know why, because Leif Erikson, isn't he like a famous Viking or something?
Yeah, it is. I believe you even have a Leif Erikson Day in America.
Oh yeah.
Barack Obama invented that, I believe. So
I like the fact that we are keeping our Scandinavian ancestry alive and well in the U.S. People forget there are certain places in the U.S. where the majority of the people are descendants of Swedes and Norwegians. I come from that, man, like up in Wisconsin and Minnesota. It's all Swedes and Norwegians up there, man. Right. So I'm actually 25% Swedish, 25% Norwegian, 25% English, and 25% Irish.
Oh,
how about that? I'm a mutt. I'm a typical American mutt.
Good me. Yeah, right.
Oh, yes, indeed. Any final words, Leif?
Okay, just to promote, but go and buy the record. You will hear something that you might never heard before. Some good Swedish prog music.
Absolutely. I don't just go out and recommend everything. I'm very selective in what I recommend to my people, so that they know they can trust me, that if I tell you, hey, this is a record worth hearing, it absolutely is. Anyway, Leif, thank you so much, man. I am so excited. That was a great gig a couple weekends ago. So happy that we were able to get that going, even though, the sound quality wasn't great, but I thought it worked perfect for your kind of music, man. Like I told you before we went on, Kontinuerlig Drift is not Steely Dan.
No, we never aim to be Steely Dan.
There's some imperfections there. The production's not, it doesn't sound like Asia, okay, or Roxy Music Avalon. No. It sounds better than that. It sounds way better than that, because it sounds real. It's a real band doing real music, and I am so happy that George from DC's PQR found you guys and reissued the album. Leif, it's been an absolute honor and a pleasure to get to know you. I apologize for the snafu during the live show, but hey, we got a good taste of it, right? We got a good taste of what you guys do live. Best of luck to you. Keep in touch. And yeah, like I said, buy the album, boys and girls. Hey, if you're tuned in here, if you like how horribly and miserably I handle interviews, which I am on record as saying I am by far the worst interviewer in the history of mankind. It's not, I don't do interviews, bro. I talk to people, right? It's just me and Leaf talking about stuff. And I promise that tomorrow is going to be a really good show. I've got Derek Shulman from Gentle Giant on the show. And I had him on last year, and he didn't get a word in edgewise. Leaf, can you believe that? I talked the whole entire time for like a whole hour. I'm talking the whole time. I think Derek said like 3 words in an hour. It was terrible. It was awful. It was just terrible. So I promise I'm going to do a better job tomorrow when we have Derek Shulman in the house talking about his book Giant Steps and the reissuing of the band's great In a Glass House album, which we thought would never happen because the master tapes are gone, but somehow we got some AI wizardry to redo this album. I'm so excited to talk to Derek about all that. Anyway, I love you guys. Peace in the Middle East, free Tibet, free the Ukraine, free your mind, free beer, free Willie, free the Epstein files, and God save that king, boys and girls. Save that king, not the king of Sweden, the king of England. Absolutely, yeah, that boy, he's got that cancer, so bring him to America. Bring that boy to America where we got thoughts and prayers and spells and incantations. And then you know what we're going to do, Leaf? We're going to bust out them snakes. Oh, no, the king of Sweden's playing with snakes. Oh, no. Oh, look out. Here comes King Chucky. He's going to, oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, it's not a good day here in the Prog.
Okay.
I'll see you little
How are you
boys
doing,
and girls
Scott?
later.
They are hard on you.
I love you.